If you ever wondered how to create cinematic chart zoom effects, this is the tool that will allow you to do that. This is the Zoom Drill tool. If you come over here into the nav section under the chart builders and you go down in chart builders, you will see it over here. We click on it and it opens the interface. Now this tool will allow you to create a higher time frame candle that automatically zooms into a lower time frame candles. This is a fantastic tool if you want to explain and illustrate the movement from the higher time frame to the lower time frame, as this is one of the concepts in trading that a lot of people struggle to not understand. Understanding time frames, how they work, so you will be able to illustrate and teach it so people can finally understand it. So once you come into the interface, you're going to have all these different options: higher time frame, lower time frame. You choose over here. So say you want to set the higher time frame as weekly time frame, and in the lower time frame, entry time frame, say use your 15-minute. Depending on your strategy, I like to use a higher time frame weekly and low time frame 15-minute for entry, so that's what I choose. And then you can decide how many candles you'll show on the lower time frame, how many candles you'll show on the higher time frame. You can see in this box over here, we've got 3 candles. If we click this, it'll show 2. If we click more, it'll show more, show less. And then you can see it's selecting this candle. If we click another, it's going to select both. So that will be the focal point of the zoom. If you wanted to zoom into just one candle, you connect just one candle. If you want 2, you connect 2. Otherwise, you click that one off and now it just shows that one. And then it will zoom in and show the lower time frame in same alignment as this candle over here. So for instance, the high and the low of that candle gets transported into the high and low on the lower time frame. So it creates an accurate reflection of what the lower time frame will look like inside the higher time frame. Once you've set up those details, we can come down over here and you can alter these things, or I like to just add it straight onto the chart. So once we've got it added onto the chart, can you see it shows weekly over here? You can come and alter it at any point. Then we'll come onto the timeline, we'll increase this layer. So we'll increase the layer just so it plays out nice. So now what you'll see is, we've got these 2 higher time frame weekly candles. If we zoom this up, if we move the playhead further down, it zooms in. So this is the whole animation. Let me play it for you, then I'll keep explaining. So it shows the higher time frame candle. And obviously the longer you make the timeline layer, the longer it'll take for it to zoom in. Then it zooms in. That took super long, but we can slow it down and speed it up. And now it's showing you the lower time frame candles that are inside of it. Once you're in the lower time frame candles, we can coordinate and construct those candles however we want them to look. And we can make them smaller or bigger, depending on how we want that to look. So if we come down over here, here's the lower time frame candles. So we can increase the size, decrease the size, the width, the thickness, whatever we want to do. Say we want that to be the representation. So let's actually make this layer a little bit shorter so it takes quicker. And then we can come down to the higher time frame reveal. Here's the different options of the reveal, and here's the different focal points if we want. You can see it's a bracket that's hovering around there. We can change it to a pulse. So the pulse zooms in. And there you go, it shows the lower time frame within the higher time frame. So if we go a little further down, we've got some more timing. We can work with the zoom scale. So, if this is the higher time frame that's zooming into the lower time frame, we can increase the zoom scale so it zooms much higher or much lower. We can customize that. We can alter the hold so the actual shift happens much quicker, much slower. The zoom duration, we can make it a quick zoom duration. You'll see here it zooms in fast. There we go. Looks super nice and cinematic. And now we've got the lower time frame within the higher time frame. We've got different effects, so you can see these lines that are on the chart. We can change them, we can take them away, we can add more of a flash. So it's up to us whether we want speed lines. We can create a vignette. You can see it adds these layers. There's a whole lot of different things you can do. We can take the glow away. Here's the chart UI, which is if you want to remove this whole back structure. You can see with the price levels, with the higher time frame, we can turn that off if you just want to have it zooming from higher time frame into lower time frame and not need any of those other details. Zooms in, and there we go. See, so I took away a lot of the details. The speed lines were removed, but you can add them all back whenever you want. So now I made the zoom duration really low, so it zooms in fast, you'll see. Zooms in, and there you go, lower time frame chart. So depending on your strategy, whatever it could be, it could operate off 2 candles. So if we come onto the higher time frame, we want 2 candles, then we come back now, it'll zoom into 2 candles. See, it zooms into both those candles. We can put the brackets back on. I think it only works on 1 candle, the brackets. Pulse, scope, body first. So it also shows you how you want the reveal to happen. So you can see over here, the reveal happens like that. Or if we want a directional reveal, like that. The reveal only happens on the higher time frame, not on the lower time frame. And then we've got the lower time frame to coordinate exactly how we wanted it to look. Can't really move these on the chart. Everything's very stabilized and coordinated because this is more of a scene builder. You don't get the amount of customization as you would with a group builder. But this is just one scene that you play in. And then it shows your setup, and you can have an arrow coming in, you know, depending on exactly, say you had a break of structures happening over here. And just depending on the higher time frame, lower time frame combination that you're using. So we click on the zoom drill, opens here, and you can see we can add more high time frame. We can add more lower time frame. These cards also work in the same way as the group candle builder, whereas if you've got a whole lot of lower time frame candles, you can delete them over here. You can remove them, or you can simply just remove them here. It's up to you. And we've got the higher time frame candle settings, lower time frame settings, all the reveals. There's so much going on within this settings panel. But like I always say, just put it on your chart, test everything out, find out the customizations that you like, and you're going to find so much freedom within how you translate and educate through your trading content using this tool. Keep watching, click on the next Academy video so you can learn more about how this system works.